So you have a jar of store-bought barbecue sauce and you want to kick it up a notch? Today, I'm going to show you how to do that. So in that bottle of store-bought barbecue sauce, you've probably already got great flavor, but you want to do something extra to it. You want to kick it up a notch in flavor and in heat. There's many ways to do that, and this one way, we're going to focus on the heat. So on my cutting board, out of these peppers that I've got, I made a little face, a couple eyes, a nose, mustache, mouth right here. Had to have a little fun. So what I have are a couple red jalapenos, a couple habaneros, and this is just a plain little tomato to add a little bit more flavor, a little sweetness to this too. First thing I got to do, got to cut these up, get the seeds out. I could leave the seeds in, but for this I'm not going to. So first thing I'm going to do is process the habaneros, and as you can see, I'm wearing a glove. If you want to wear a glove on each hand, you can, but the main thing is don't touch yourself after you're slicing these up. Don't scratch your eye or your nose or anything. Not too many seeds inside. We're just going to scrape these out. And honestly, if a few seeds slip through, it's all right. And you'll see why in just a little while. So we have our habaneros cleaned. I'm going to go ahead and just cut these up roughly. We don't need to get a dice or anything on these. And we're just going to set these aside. Moving on to those red jalapenos. Why are they red? They've just ripened longer. To clean the seeds out of these, I'm just going to use a little spoon. And just scrape the inside out. And again, if a seed or two slips through, not a problem. Our red jalapenos are ready, the same as the habaneros. Just going to give these a rough chop. Have I mentioned my knife skills lately? Which don't exist, but I've mentioned that before. We're going to add these to the habaneros. And now with this sad little tomato from my garden, which I'm going to share a secret. I want you to see the size of this. Do you see the size of this massive tomato? It's not a cherry tomato. This came off of my beefsteak tomato plant. That is how good of a gardener I am. I can turn beefsteak tomatoes into cherry tomatoes. This is just going to get a real rough chop also. These are going to join the habaneros and the jalapenos. Now it's time to take these over to the stove and start kicking up the heat and the flavor in the store-bought sauce. So what I have here is just a small saucepan. I'm talking small. Here's my hand over it. You can see it's not a very big saucepan because we're not making a huge batch of this. We're going to get this up to about medium heat to start. Okay, to this we are going to add our chopped up peppers and tomato. What we're doing here is we're just sort of sweating them for a couple minutes before we add the sauce in here. Not adding any oil to this. It's a non-stick pan, and I don't want to add any oil into this sauce that we're going to be tweaking. We're going to turn the heat down here to low, and we're going to add our barbecue sauce. I'm going to add some more from the bottle also. I'm adding about 20 ounces of barbecue sauce here. To this, I'm adding about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm also adding about a tablespoon of stone ground mustard, a tablespoon of granulated garlic, and a teaspoon of South African smoked seasoning blend from Trader Joe's. This is optional. You could add paprika or anything like that, but I love this seasoning. Got to mix this up now. We're going to increase the heat now and bring it up to a low simmer. There's a lot of sugar in this and that sauce, so you don't want it too high. You don't want to burn anything. You're just starting to simmer a little bit here. I want to make sure everything is mixed up. And then we're just going to let this go for probably about 10 minutes to simmer really low. Once again, you got to watch so you're not burning anything. Just going to let those bubbles come. If it seems like it's going too high, we just turn the temperature down. We're just simmering so that we get all these flavors from the peppers into the sauce. We're actually going to be straining the peppers out. We want the heat and the flavor to come out of them into the sauce. And when it's thick like this, you're going to get those bubbles, those little eruptions. You don't really want to cover this because you don't want to trap any moisture in there, and we're not trying to get it overheated. We just want these flavors to blend. So just give it time, 5 or 10 minutes simmering. Simmering nicely here now. Got a couple minutes into this. Still probably have 4 to 6 or 7 minutes left. Really, the way you test it is by tasting it. Let's give it a little stir. See all those pepper chunks in there. Okay, we're looking good. We're about almost 6 minutes in of simmering. I'll give it a stir, and then I want to give it a little taste and see how close we are to getting as much of the heat and flavor out of these peppers. Try it on the finger. Well, that's nice. Give it a few more minutes though. Okay, we are about 8 minutes in. I'm going to give it a quick taste here and see if we are where I want it to be. I like that. I think we're good. All right, let's get this strained so we can give it a proper taste test. Okay, so we're going to pour our sauce mixture into this strainer. A nice little Pyrex bowl underneath it. Before anyone says anything, yes, I'm using a metal spoon with a non-stick pan. Sue me. Okay, we're going to have to work this through the strainer. You can see how thick it is. But it's going to be worth it. You can see all those peppers right there. Now, if you have something you want to use these leftover peppers for, go ahead. I'm just using them to get the flavor and the heat out of them. Just about got all the sauce through. Okay, let's go ahead and lift our strainer out of the way. There's our sauce. Still nice and hot, and I've got a great way to taste test this. All right, so I have a toasted bun here, and I've got a little bit of a grilled chicken patty. And on this, we're going to put our sauce. Now, if you want to dress it up more than this, you can. I'm going simple. I want to taste this sauce on there. I want to get that heat and that flavor. The chicken patty's only been seasoned with salt and pepper too, nothing else. It's really just a vehicle to taste this sauce. Let's top this off and give it a taste. All right, here we go. Simple chicken sandwich with this kicked up barbecue sauce on it. Let's see. That has a nice note of heat at the back. It's not overpowering hot like you'd expect if you just, started throwing habaneros and jalapenos and things. By sauteing those peppers for just a minute to help release some of the oils from them, and then adding the sauce, simmering slowly, you're getting some of that heat and flavor out, but you're not overpowering the sauce. You're just kicking it up a bit. I'm actually going to put some more sauce on this right here. I'll just drizzle it on the edge. This would be a really good dipping sauce for something like chicken nuggets or chicken strips at a party. The kids might not like it with the spice, but I think grown-ups would really like this. Nice kick. This has a really nice flavorful kick. That's the key here. It's not just hot, it's flavor in here. I'm going to keep adding more. It tastes that good. Now I kind of wish I'd made some chicken nuggets or something to dip into it instead of a sandwich. Oh. Now, if you really do want to kick this up to an even higher heat level, more peppers, simmer it longer, get more of that heat and flavor out of those peppers. I was shooting for that 5 to 10 minute thing just to get enough. I didn't want this to be a super spicy sauce, but you could definitely make it super spicy. Add different peppers. Get some Carolina Reapers in there if you really want to go hot. This would be also a really nice thing to use to sauce some chicken on the grill just before it's finished, so you get a nice spicy glaze on it that's not too overpowering. I'm just going to keep adding sauce to this. I think a sauce like this actually really shines with chicken, but you could use it on anything, ribs, burgers, steaks, whatever you want to use it on. Chicken is just one of those things that I think accepts a good spicy barbecue sauce really well. Now, remember, this was not a chicken sandwich video. This was a video about how to kick up a regular plain Jane store-bought barbecue sauce. That was just a brown sugar and molasses barbecue sauce from Kroger. You could use anything, a Kraft, a Sweet Baby Ray's, any sort of, just sort of plain barbecue sauce, and add your own spice to it like we did here. I'll do some other videos in the future on the other ways my wife and I kick up barbecue sauces in other ways, changing their flavor profiles, turning them from sweet to tangy, things such as that. But today, this one was about spice and flavor, and we got that spice and we got that flavor. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel and consider subscribing. And if you do, click that bell for notification. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you again soon.